Dami kang na-meet mong estudyante, kakabaka pa.
Good.
Everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
I am Marika Andrade. I am recently working in Maricars under Maricars. It's still in our
Ma'am, saan dito yung kay Ma'am Annie na class?
So I've been worked as a beauty consultant in style beauty center in Corona Mall for 4 years. And I've been work also in Philippines as quality assurance and line auditor in an electronics company. And right now, I am taking up 2 courses in our school, the nursing aid in the
So this is it. The Zoom just ended and we are going to start with another time. So let me give you this slide. A minute, hindi ako makapasok. Just hold on. So now it's okay, you can follow. Joy, you can follow.
Yes, ma'am, but I got disconnected.
Yeah, so just hold on. I'm going to share the slide. Okay, so we are in the anatomy of the heart. So as I said, it will be a little bit difficult, confusing, because this is, the anatomy and physiology with the medical terminologies. So we are going to proceed on the anatomy of the heart. So as I said, to the left side, we have the superior vena cava. It's the big vein. Aorta, there is an aorta there. The pulmonary artery is where, the supply of blood is going to the respiratory system. We have the left and the right atrium. So actually the heart is divided into 4. So there is in the upper, we have right and the left atrium. And down below, we have the left and the right ventricles and the interventricular septum. So this is our heart. And these are the structure, this is the structure of the heart. So the heart, when we say the heart, or is a muscular organ. So it pumps blood around the body, and the pumping cycle of the heartbeat normally occurs between 60 to 80 times per minute, and is controlled by the pacemaker, or we called it the sinoatrial node of the heart. So pericardium is the heart that pericardium is the outside of the heart. And the heart is composed of three layers. The pericardium is the outer, the myocardium is the inner, or the heart, the muscles of the heart, and the endocardium. The pericardium is the outermost. It is the lining, the outer lining of the heart. The two membranous sacs of the pericardium surrounds the heart. So it is the outer lining, pericardium. Myocardium refers to myo is muscles and cardium is the heart. So myocardium is the middle layer of the tissue. It is composed of cardiac muscle or the heart muscle, which is found only in the heart. But when we say cardiac muscle or heart muscle, you can only find it in the heart. Okay, because the rest of the other muscles, that is not from the heart. That is not the muscle in the heart. So endocardium, the endocardium forms a lining to the myocardium, and it is continuous with the lining of the blood vessels. So this is the circulation of blood through the heart. So our heart is pumping 24 hours. Even you are sleeping, even you are resting, even you are awake, it don't stop. So once it stops, it means you are dead. Okay, so the heart is continuously, it is pumping day and night 24/7. So the circulation of the blood, it goes through, it started from the superior vena cava. Okay, as you can hear down below, there is a superior vena cava. So from the superior vena cava, it goes right to the atrium, to the right atrium, through the tricuspid valve, to the right ventricle, to the pulmonary valve, to the pulmonary artery, going to the lungs. As I said, pulmonary artery supplies blood to the respiratory system, to the lungs. And then from the lungs, it goes to the left atrium, to the left ventricle, to the aorta, that goes to the circulation of the whole body. So it is confusing, right? For us, the first time we heard about this, definitely we are confused. How and how and how. But this is the flow of the blood, the circulation of the blood through the heart. Okay, so we know now that this is the heart and how the heart, the blood flows through the heart, flows through the heart. We go with the nervous system. Nervous system, when we talk about nervous system, it performs three related functions. Senses certain changes within the body in the outside environment. The nerves that we have, it senses changes within the body and in the outside of the environment. It interprets the changes and it responds to the interpretation by initiating action in the form of muscular contractions or glandular secretions. Our nervous system, it changes. You know, the function, it changes within the body. The senses, the feeling that we have, it changes within our body, and how we feel from the senses outside of the environment. So our nervous system, it interprets the changes it brings, and it responds to the interpretation or by initiating action in the form of muscular contractions. when you are tired, when you are overloaded with the time you are running. So there is a muscular contractions. And this denotes your nerve within that muscles, it contracts. It signifies it's already tired or it needs hydration. So because one of the reason why there is muscular contractions is dehydration, tiredness. So once the nervous system senses that there is a feeling of tiredness on the muscles, it contracts. Or whenever there is a secretion, the over secretions or the excess production of our secretions, it senses also by our nervous system. So these are the function of the nervous system. So the parts of the nervous system are grouped as follows. We have the central nervous system, which consists of the brain and the spinal cord. So the brain and the spinal cord is our backbone. It's called vertebrae. We cannot stand, we cannot sit without this brain and the spinal cord or the spinal column. The peripheral nervous system consisting of 31 pairs of spinal, 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and the autonomic part of the nervous system. So imagine how you stand. If you cannot, if you don't have your nervous system, you cannot stand, you cannot sit, you cannot move. You will just be lying all the time because the spinal, the lumbar, the spine, and the cranial, the cranial means the brain. The skull of the brain. The physical, the brain, the skull is the physical structure of the brain. Okay, so without the skull, without the spinal cord, the spinal cord and the cranium, you cannot stand. There is no backbone. So this is called the backbone of our body. So if you can see the photo here, we have to the left is the central nervous system. How is the structure of the nervous system, the brain and the spinal column, the cord within our body? You could imagine your head, the skull, containing the brain. And down below, it is connected down below is our spinal column or the spinal cord. So these two together help us to sit, to stand, and to move. And to the right are the peripheral nervous system, those nerves within our body that senses. There are the sensory nerves. So we go with the respiratory system. What is the respiratory system? It is concerning with the respiratory or the lungs, or the organ is the lungs. Respiration is the process of taking oxygen from the air and transporting it to individual body cells, and the subsequent transportation of carbon dioxide from the cells back into the air. So how we deep in, we breathe in and we breathe out. We are breathing in or inhaling when we take in oxygen. When we that breathing out, we exhale carbon dioxide. That is the unclean. The oxygen is the clean one that we inhale, and the one that we exhaled is the carbon dioxide. Okay? So the respiratory system provides the route by which oxygen enters the body and by which carbon dioxide is excreted. So we have two here, the inhale of the oxygen and the exhale of the carbon dioxide. So this system also plays a role in regulating body temperature. So when we have like fever, so we know that the body has a high fever, so we feel the hotness of our body inside. So what we breathe in and we breathe out, that means we breathe out the carbon dioxide, the air which comes from our body in, we are going to exhale out. So that means to say we are exhaling the dirty part of the toxins that we inhaled that is not absorbed from the body. The major structures of the respiratory system are the nose, the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, bronchi, and the lungs. And breathing is accomplished by the diaphragm and the muscles of the chest wall. How we breathe, you can feel the diaphragm up and down. So that together with our diaphragm and the muscles in the chest wall, that goes with the breathing process. So this is the structure of the respiratory system. So we have to the left here, as you can see, the nasal cavity, which is our nose. Okay, there we breathe in the air. And it passes through the nostrils to the oral cavity. The oral cavity has the connection between the nose and the mouth. Okay, so the oral cavity to the pharynx, to the larynx, to the trachea. This long tube is called the trachea, where the air passes through and going to the left and the right bronchus and the right lung, the right and the left lung. Okay, so we have also here the right and the left. Even if your left lung is already disabled or destroyed, or through the smoking or through the tuberculosis, it already destroyed the other half of your lung, you can still live as long as the other half of the lung is normal. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether the other lung is going to be removed, as long as the other lung, which is going to remain, is as normal as it could be, as it's only one. So we have the left lung and the right lung. So we're talking about now the digestive system. When we talk about the digestive system, it is called the gastrointestinal tract. So the primary function of the digestive system is to prepare food that is eaten so that it may be transported and used by the body cells. And the digestive system consists of the alimentary canal, associated organs, and digestive processes. The alimentary canal is a long tube extending from the mouth to the anus through which the food passes. So ito yung digestive system. This is the digestive system, and it composed of the mouth, from the mouth to the from the mouth to the stomach, to the intestine, and to the anus. When the food is ingested, the digestive system breaks down into nutrients that can be used by the body. So when we take in the food, it is digested and it breaks down into nutrients that can be used by the body. So in the mouth, the food is chewed. So we start the function through the mouth, and the food is chewed and swallowed, and then it is propelled downward to the stomach. The gastric fluids begin to change the nature of the food from solid to semi-liquid. And most of digestion and absorption occurs in the small intestine through capillaries and lymph vessels in the intestinal lining. So now the undigested food is moved through the digestive tract and eliminated from the body through the anus. So all of the nutrients, all of the food that is being taken in, it's going to have to involve in a process wherein there is a breakdown of the nutrients and it will be absorbed into the body. Those that is not going to be absorbed is going to be eliminated through our fecal. It's going to form in the anus to pass out from the body, to be eliminated from the body. The digestive is called the gastrointestinal tract. So when the doctor talks to you about the gastrointestinal tract, they are talking to you about the digestive system that consists of the mouth, the intestine, the stomach, and the anus. Urinary system. What is the urinary system? It filters certain waste products from the bloodstream by forming urine and mechanically removes urine from the body. This is where we are going to excrete what is not absorbed or what are the waste products from the bloodstream. It forms our urine. So could you imagine that the urine is the result or the outcome of those unabsorbed or the toxins of the body that is going to be excreted, to be removed. It is to be removed. The urine is going to remove from the body. Because if we will keep the urine in the body, so the whole body is going to be poisoned. It's going to be a toxin within the body. So we need to eliminate the urine. So organs of the systems consist of the 2 kidneys, the 2 ureters, a bladder, and a urethra. That is the urinary system. So this is the exact showing. It is the photograph of how the kidneys are inside of our human body. So we have 2 kidneys. It is somehow the size of, you know, the pea, the beans. It is the size, or it is the shape of a bee, of a pin, of a bean. Okay, so 2 kidneys are exactly the same as the shape of the beans. And we have the 2 ureters, the left and the right. And we have the bladder. The uterus is just there for the reproductive organ. But the urinary system consists of 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, the bladder, where we are filtering the urine. Okay, and once the urine is filtered, it's going out to the urethra. So ladies, we are passing urine through our urethra. It is not in the myth or in the old saying, the urine is being passed through our vagina. No, it is through the urethra that you passes urine. So endocrine system or the endocrine system. The endocrine or the endocrine system is one of the most complicated of the body system. Why? Because it consists of glands widely separated from each other and with no direct anatomical links. Many of its functions are understood, but some remain to be explained. This section describes the endocrine glands and the profound influences they exert on the growth and development, as well as the activities of the human body. So when we talk about the endocrine or the endocrine system, we talk about the glands of the body. We have the thymus glands, the adrenal glands in the kidney, we have the pituitary glands. All of these glands consist in the endocrine system. So this is how it shows you where are the glands in the endocrine system. So in the hypothalamus gland, it is there on the brain. Okay, so there is the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, the thyroid, and the parathyroid glands, the pancreas, where it secretes the insulin, the adrenal glands of the kidneys, the placenta during the pregnancy, the testicles in men, the ovaries, and the thymus of this endocrine system. So there are so many glands. It consists of in the endocrine system, but according to the illustration, it is not connected with each other because they are placed separately. So when we go to reproductive system, reproductive system are the organs in the male and the female, and they are very different from each other. They are not the same. For the males is different, and for the female is different too. But the primary function is identical. Why is it identical? Because they are the continuation of the human life through procreation. They both, I mean, this reproductive system of the male and the female, it produces or it helps in the continuation of the human life through procreation. They are the functions of reproductive system is they help in the production of the fetus or the embryo of the human being. So in addition, organs of both male and the female reproductive systems secrete hormones which influence growth and development and sexual characteristics. Okay, so these are the both male and the female reproductive system. To the left is the male reproductive system. And what does it consist? It consists of the prostate gland, just like the ovary. The male has the prostate gland, the seminal vesicle, the penis, the vas deferens, the testes, the scrotum, and the urethra. So almost the same with the female reproductive system. We have in the female, we have 2 fallopian tubes, we have 1 uterus, we have 2 ovaries, we have the cervix, and the vagina. So these both are the male and the female reproductive system. So we have learned about the system. And the system that we have discussed, we have 11 of the system within the human body. Okay? So we are going back to how many of those have you known from the past without learning now? Did you know any of the system of the body without us learning today? Is there anybody has an idea of how many systems do we have in the human body? So far, it is the first time that you heard about it. So anyway, we have the 11 systems of the human body. We have the integumentary as the skin. We have the skeletal as the bones, the muscular, the muscles, the endocrine system for all the glands. Cardiovascular is the heart and the vessels. Circulatory is in the flow of the blood supplies. Respiratory is for the breathing system, which is the lungs. Digestive system is the gastrointestinal tract. Nervous system is for the nerves of the spine and the cranial. Urinary system is for the excretion of the urine. And the reproductive system for both male and female. Going forward, so we have the sections and the supine and the position and the anatomical position. So the human function is called the physiology, and the structure, the study of the structure is the human body, is anatomy. And we are going to discuss the medical terminology after this, which is the language of medicine. Okay, so now we are going to take, do you need a break or we will just continue with the medical terminologies?
Okay.
We'll continue?
Continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll continue. Okay, just hold on. I'll just give you the... Or it's better for us to have a quiz first before we go forward to the medical terminologies. It is just a simple quiz, and I know that you are going to get it all because I have seen that you are listening well. So let's go first for the quiz regarding the anatomy and physiology.
Ma'am, I just want to ask something because I think we didn't tackle about the skeletal and the muscular.
The skeletal and the muscular is more on the bones. Okay, so we did not discuss it because it is more on the bones and we are going to discuss it in separate level. Okay, that's why we did not include in here. Muscles, it's all about the muscles of the body. So we did not discuss also because we are going to tackle in a different level. Okay?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
I
Okay,
answered
thank
your
you.
question, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. So this is now, I already have it in your slide or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, so this is it. You have it in your slides.
Yeah.
Okay. So the same thing with your papers, just put on your name on the top. And once you finish, once you have done it, and you can just give it to me back. Take a photo and share it with us in our group chat. It's just easy, right?
No, ma'am.
Huh? I've been repeating it to you several times. So just take note, whatever I repeated several times, that one will go out with your quiz. Tingnan nga natin kung sino yung unang makakapag-send out ng right answer.
Send na po.
Wow, who is this? Wow, our president has sent first. Let us see. And second is Romelda. Wow, napapawawa ko sa inyo, ha? So sa final exam sana natin, meron ding mauuna. Yung mabilis na sumasagot. Hindi lang basta mabilis sumasagot, it's not only the fastest, but
Correct
all the
answer.
correct answers. So I got only for Julius and Romelda. So where are the others?
Ayan din. Ramay.
Okay. So Teresa.
Excuse me.
Si Joy. Okay. So sino pang hindi naka-send out? So elementary. Yilma. Yilma is here. Jennifer is here. Okay, so how many of us today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are how many today? Mr. President, how many we are today?
6 present, 1.
So we are 6. Okay. So everybody is done. So we just want to discuss it. I just want to take your oral recitation. Okay? So I will just call a name and then just answer me. So number 1 is to define anatomy. So what is anatomy? Julius?
Anatomy is the study of the structure of the body.
Okay, that's good. So remember, all of you, the anatomy is about the structure. It's the study of the structure of the human body. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about physiology? Physiology refers to what? Joy.
Function.